It is untrue that Sergeant Witness F works under my command or that he acted as a middleman for the passing of money to or through me. Whilst Witness F falls within my broader portfolio, he does not report to me. He is several levels below me in the organizational hierarchy and has a direct line manager to whom he reports, which is not me. However, I want to make a statement that says I don't distance myself from being close to him. It is correct that Witness F and I have a close personal relationship. However, the relationship does not translate into, nor does it evidence any corrupt, improper conduct. In particular, it does not mean that Witness F acted or could have acted as an intermediary through whom I receive any illicit fund. It is notable that I am not the only senior SAPS official with whom Witness F has a close personal relationship. Despite this, I am the only individual singled out in an apparent attempt to advance a narrative of impropriety. This is especially striking given that Witness F is equally, if not more closely associated with other senior officials, including General Sintumule and General Mkhwanazi, yet no similar allegations have been leveled against them. Please don't punish me for that, Chair. What I want to raise, Chair, is that from 6 July, when a statement was made about General Sibiya being a criminal, and when things were said by all the witnesses, many witnesses that came in, and just all of them punting General Sibiya, and I know the commission is sitting here with General Sibiya, who is known to be this criminal. And I was also advised to keep quiet and you will speak at the right time, at the right platform. Now I'm at the right platform where I'm supposed to. I've kept quiet. They've brought many witnesses. Everything is about me, even out there, the whole country watching me. And when I'm supposed to bring now my story, I'm going to leave here now not having brought their own story that relates to the work of the commission and the work that I am doing, or that I did that involved them, including even in criminal activities, because it's bullet. I know there has been a lot of rush work because of the way the commission, the first lawyer that I dealt with resigned from the firm and left, and then she took over. Now the next thing is, every now and then we're receiving piles and piles of files from the commission, even until the last hour. Now, when I write, I read the statement. On the side, I make notes. My team was saying to me, read your statement, and then make notes on the side. Now, I read my statement and I make notes on the things that I want to say as examples, because if I had to give it to them, it's going to be a very long document. So I thought some of the things I'll speak to. Now, if I am not able to point them out, I know my legal, like I said initially, she said to me, whatever that you want to say, let's discuss it first. But I thought some of these things will be relevant to the work that has been done by the commission. But I will take advice, Chair, from you with respect. I will then just for now keep quiet and then listen what the council will advise me on. I will read the statement. My only pain is that my story is not known and is not heard by the nation as it's supposed to be, because I know that it is not true.
You can proceed with your statement.
On the occasions where I met Mkhwanazi, we did not discuss any official policing business, nor did we discuss any operational, investigative or intelligence-related matters pertaining to the SAPS. Our interactions were not on of an official nature, nor did they involve the exercise of any police function, the exchange of confidential information, or any discussion related to my official duties or responsibilities. But safe to say that I did explain that mostly when I met Mkhwanazi, he informed me about the danger that I'm facing, be careful, you are being investigated yourself. Significantly, at no stage has Mkhwanazi asked or suggested or attempted to arrange for me to meet Madlanga. A further point of concern for me is that General Sintumule has publicly denied having an association with Madlanga. This denial is, however, difficult to reconcile. With information that has come to my attention in particular, it appears that Madlanga was invited on the instruction of General Sintumule to attend the Sub-Service Excellence Award, and that the donation was accepted from his company Medicare 24 in connection with that event. I am in possession of a WhatsApp communication which indicate that General Sintumule instructed Major General Manamela to extend an invitation to Madlanga to attend the Service Excellence Award. In or about 2024, it is further alleged that 10 refrigerators were accepted by General Sintumule as a donation from Medicare 24. I am also informed that Madlanga and his wife were invited to General Sintumule's private residence prior to a relocation, to a trip to Cape Town, not relocation. It's a typo.
Sorry, General. The refrigerator donation was to the SAPs or to her personally?
It's to the SAPs during the Excellence Awards. Those are the fridges that will be given to the best performer on this or that.
Thank you.
In addition, it has been alleged that General Sintumule personally benefited from Madlanga in circumstances that were not disclosed. These allegations include that certain elective medical procedures were performed by medical practitioners, the cost of which were paid for by Mr. Madlanga. I am advised that these benefits were not declared through any formal disclosure in circumstances that ought properly to have been addressed through formal and accountable mechanism. The National Commissioner's conduct reflects a pattern of unequal application of accountability standard. While I face suspension and intense scrutiny, General Mkhwanazi remained in his office despite serious criminal allegations. He consistently protected General Khumalo despite documented complaints and misconduct, allowing him to continue influencing crime intelligence operations without consequences. This disparity in treatment reinforces concerns regarding selective enforcement, inconsistent consequences management, and the erosion of principled leadership within the service. The
public protector investigation, the whole investigation into the city of Johannesburg, your appointment, salary, procurement of equipment, and then finally your suspension.
Correct.
From the service last year.
Correct.
And I take it you don't suggest, therefore, that there is one person that is orchestrating these complaints or one group that's orchestrating these complaints against you. Is that correct, if I were to say that?
It's not correct.
So the reason you provided this is to say there is an orchestrated campaign?
Yes, and I gave a clear background in that regard, where it stems from, and as a continuation of what happened and the role players, so I substantiated where I come from.
Okay, but when you say it's orchestrated, who do you say is orchestrating it? Because you've agreed that they all happen at different points in time over the last 11 years, in different work environments, brought by different people.
Chairpersons, I don't think I need to go any far other than to refer the commissioners to the court papers themselves. Starting from the rendition, starting from Judge Matojane, all the judges that were involved and their comments about what happened, my involvement, whether I was involved or not, leading up to the CT where all the judges where my matters were presented ruled in my favor, and based on the fact that there's no evidence against me or I was not even involved.
I accept that. I'm not saying that you are guilty of any, I'm not commenting on the merits of any of those complaints. I'm talking more about the purpose for which you've put it before this commission. You're saying because it's orchestrated. So that suggests that there's one person or one group of people that's doing this, and I'm asking you, and you're saying, yes, that's true.
Yes.
So who's the person?
I underlined political interference in my judgments. And then now I indicated commissioners and said, it is this political party, the MK party, that started the marches, that opened criminal cases, that do it around my buildings. Now, and then I also even went to an extent of mentioning that the same minister who was the minister at the time I was expelled, I'm dealing with the same minister who is actually behind the political party that is actually dealing with my situation.
So the answer to the question is, it's the MK party.
Well, it's one of them.
And who else?
One of them, remember there are many role players at different stages.
Okay, so there isn't one person or one grouping, there are several groupings.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. I just wanted to be clear on that. When did you first find out about the decision to disband?
When the letter was circulated in media, we all saw it.
When it was circulated in the media?
Yes.
So that was immediately.
I think it was on the
much.
same day, the 31st.
But you also said that you weren't surprised with that decision.
Yes.
And the reason you are not surprised is because, for one, you referred to the Murray report. And your evidence was that this was part of the discussion. This was foreshadowed in the Murray report.
No. I'm not basing my response based on the Murray report. There was a build-up of a series of meetings that happened, including the Murray report was part of the whole thing.
Yes, so I'm not saying it's the only thing. I'm saying it was one of the events.
I'll feel comfortable when we talk about the fact that there was a build-up. There's been several meetings and consultations, so it never could come as a surprise because it wasn't just a shock.
Yes.
General, I understand the point being made by Ms. Hassim to be this. The several bullets that you see under 6.4.5.1 itemize different categories of task teams. That's Ms. Hassim's point. And she says, bullet number 2 that you just referred to is not the same category as as the political murders team bullet. That's a different category. So it's not the same category that you referred to, which is in bullet 2. That's Ms. Hassim's point. So whatever is said in brackets about the task team in bullet 2 is not or does not relate to political matters team, which is a different category.
And
that's the point.
That's quite right, Chair. Thank you for that. And to put it clearly, what you've read in brackets, if it was to apply to all of the task teams, it would have preceded the bullet points, the list of bullet points, right? It would have been an overall heading. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay.
And to show that these are different categories, what precedes the bullet says, task teams found operating in provinces are as follows. and then the bullets. So those are different categories. So the political matters team is not the same as the team referred to in bullet 2. That's a simple point. You may pose your question again, Ms. Hassim.
Do you agree with that?
Chair, I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
You don't agree that these are different categories?
No, this I agree that these are different task team.
Categories.
Okay.
And do you agree that the category itemized in bullet 2 is not the same as the category itemized as political matters team? Obviously, you must agree. You've already just said you agree.
You have
this.
agreed.
You've just agreed that these are different categories. So bullet 2 and the political matters team are different bullets. So you must agree. It's only logical, not so?
I agree, Chair.
Okay. Then you ask, then you detail what the report should look like, how the report should be structured. And in 4.1, you say it should, let's just start from before. The report should be structured according to the following guidelines. 4.1, executive summary. In the second bullet, you say summary of key considerations that resulted in the decision to disband the task team. Now, this letter is addressed to the head of the task team, who did not support the disbandment of the task team. How would he have been able to prepare a report? And I've got a few questions on this, but my first is, how would you expect him to prepare a report that explains the considerations that underlined the decision, that were informed the decision of the minister? How would he know?
Earlier, I indicated that he never really indicated that he does not support at all. Even the National Commissioner never indicated that he's not in support. So he never indicated that he does not support.
You're saying General Khumalo never indicated that he did not support the disbandment of the task team that he was the leader of?
Yes, he never.
Sorry, General Sibiya, when you drafted this letter, you could not have known that because you had not engaged with General Khumalo at this point. So when you drafted this letter, how did you expect him to comply with the second bullet in 4.1? Accepting that in March, when you did engage with him, he didn't express a disagreement. You signing this letter on the 17th of January, and you have not spoken to him at all about the PKTT.
That is correct.
So how did you expect him to comply with bullet 2 when you signed this letter? That's really the question.
Chair, because when I write this letter, I write it as positive as possible, knowing that this is an official document with the minister and the National Commissioner's blessing. So I write it to him. And then if he himself was not in agreement, he would have responded to this letter, also in writing, and say, I see you wrote this letter to me, but I'm not in agreement. But instead, we don't have that.
I think the first time you mentioned it, you said, we all did not expect the disbandment. And then you said it again later. You've said it 4 times.
That's correct.
I find it rather odd that you say you were not surprised and that General Masemula should not have been surprised when all of you say 4 times, did not expect this. I'm just making that observation and to have it on record. You may continue, but if you want to comment, General, you may.
I really wish I want to comment, Chair, and it is with respect as well, I'm not challenging the Chair. When I say General Masemula cannot say he was also shocked or surprised, I'm just banking on the fact that it was not the first time we all saw a letter was just drafted having not had any discussion prior at all.
But you don't expect it, and I would think you must be surprised when you see it, when you did not expect it. That's the point I'm making.
If the chair calls me one day into a meeting and say, General, I'm concerned about 1, 2, 3, 4 that is happening, and I think we really need to re-look into this situation and that, and then go think about it, but we need to reconsider this or to review this, look into that one. Then I indicate and say, no, but I don't think it will make any problem, there's any problem in this regard.
You see, there wasn't okay, continue.
Then I say, I don't see any problem, I think it can be done. Then it all goes quiet. It's festive season now, we're all over the country doing festive season. Later in the year, in the end of the year, the 31st, I see a letter coming through. It will come as a shock, but not surprised, because I know about it. It was once raised. And then my job will be to then call the chair and say, Chair, I see this letter, and I'm surprised or I'm shocked that
You see, you can't avoid saying you are shocked, you are surprised. You can't avoid saying that.
I'm saying
because that's actually what should ordinarily happen in those circumstances. You yourself cannot avoid being shocked or surprised, General.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
No, my advocate warned me and said, don't go for the second time with the chair. Just remain. Once you see he raises something, don't repeat it. So I'm taking a short left now.
Thank you, General. Yes, Ms. Asim. I think the first time you mentioned it, you said, we all did not expect the disbandment. And then you said it again later. You've said it 4 times.
That's correct.
I find it rather odd that you say you were not surprised and that General Masemula should not have been surprised when all of you say 4 times, did not expect this. I'm just making that observation and to have it on record. You may continue, but if you want to comment, General, you may.
I really wish I want to comment, Chair, and it is with respect as well, I'm not challenging the Chair. When I say General Masemola cannot say he was also shocked or surprised, I'm just banking on the fact that it was not the first time we all saw a letter was just drafted, having not had any discussion prior at all.
But you don't expect it, and I would think you must be surprised when you see it, when you did not expect it. That's the point I'm making.
If the chair calls me one day into a meeting and say, General, I'm concerned about 1, 2, 3, 4 that is happening, and I think we really need to re-look into this situation and that, and then go think about it, but we need to reconsider this or to review this, look into that one. Then I indicate and say, no, but I don't think it will make any problem, there's any problem in this regard.
You see, there wasn't okay, continue.
Then I say, I don't see any problem, I think it can be done. Then it all goes quiet. It's festive season now, we're all over the country doing festive season. Later in the year, in the end of the year, the 31st, I see a letter coming through. It will come as a shock, but not surprised, because I know about it. it was once raised. And then my job will be to then call the chair and say, Chair, I see this letter, and I'm surprised or I'm shocked that the...
You see, you can't avoid saying you are shocked, you are surprised. You can't avoid saying that.
I'm saying...
Because that's actually what should ordinarily happen in those circumstances. You yourself cannot avoid being shocked or surprised, General.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
No, my advocate warned me and say, don't go for the second time with the chair. Just remain. Once you see he raises something, don't repeat it. So I'm taking a short left now.
Thank you, General.